44. Be pragmatic. A deprived and oppressed person can establish his rights through continuous prayers and works. As there is no word like impossible in the dictionary of mankind. Everything is a matter of time only. There is no problem of mankind except death, which cannot be solved. Find out the reason of a problem first and then try to solve it. Find out what is the problem, what is the reason of the problem, what is its solution, exactly for what this anxiety is, what is should be done in this regard, and what is the decision to be taken regarding your duty in this regard. With a serious problem, find out the fact with a neutral viewpoint, analyze it, write down it on a paper and then solve it. Acquire necessary things listed earlier, thinking calmly. Express your desires or problems clearly through your words and actions. In this way, your burden of jobs and indefinite state will be decreased. A problem may seem to you more serious if you don't think about it properly. If you properly arrange the datum of your problem properly, you can solve any problem. If you want to solve a problem, you are to analyze the problem fully. A good solution is possible only when the total situation is presented in front. Find out the main hindrance, environmental hindrances, personal hindrances, and then try to solve a problem. Every problem has a number of ways for solution. Out of them the best one should be selected. For any problem without alternative way, an impractical imagination or a result of breaking a faith is very dangerous. Fear, punishment, deprivation, inconsistent environment create problems. During a changing situation or where an immediate action is required, don't waste time and implement instantly. Keep on solving a problem, keeping the possible danger in mind. Because anxiety cannot solve a problem, but it destroys a man's power. Face the extreme point. Take measures according to the situation. If you go forward, you will be hero, and if you retard, you will be villain. One's power of thinking is enriched and new ideas come in his mind if he regularly attends in the discussions and review meetings of different organizations, meeting places, workshops and conferences. High standard good principles and ideology are very important in case of any activity and behavior. Ethics are developed through experience, observation and examination. At the first stage of making a theory, the relevant problem should be determined and its different factors should be found out. Later on, the problem should be divided into different stages. Its common formula should be discussed following upward and downward methods. A theory should be applied to a particular case after collecting data in support of the theory. A theory is applicable for a case which same or similar to the problem for which the theory is applicable. Otherwise, the theory should be changed or amended. Success comes through similarly of analysis of the smaller units. There are different ways of analyzing a problem or a series of problems, and those are invaluable. While taking a decision for solving a problem, we are to carefully consider the nature of the occurrences, policies followed by other organizations in the similar cases, and powers and efficiency of our own organization. Efforts for solving a problem are to be continued in different ways instead of trying to solve it uselessly in old and inactive methods. If a problem is not solved in a particular way, adopt some other way to solve it. If you want to solve any problem, you are to examine it in various ways. A knowledge is acquired after making many mistakes. A man's knowledge is a curved line which can be made fully straight. Truth is attained with the help of brain. We are to be self-sufficient to solve our problems if we want to be careful about our existence for the humanity and society. Ask for advice from an honest and wise man, but finally take action according to your own decision. Try to act upon your own decision rather than following others' directions blindly. A man also understands about his own prestige. Your own ability is your asset, so don't be dependent on others. Objects of many men may be the same, but the ways to attain it is different. We can solve many problems in our daily life through deeply thinking about it instead of observing an occurrence practically. A person can suddenly reach to a wise solution of a problem after having a complete idea about the situation with the help of his inner eyes. Capability of solving a problem depends on experience on solving different problems, generalization and effective power of thinking. Don't despoil your happiness of today by thinking about your past or future troubles. There is no end of complications and questions, so solve the problems as and when it comes in front. Sometimes we try to solve a problem with the help of a temporary theory and make a mistake further for welcome to mistake while trying to correct the previous problems, and further we keep on continuing the same process. The only way to remain free from any problem is not to go within the reach of a problem. Most of the problems arise out interpersonal relations. It is found that if somebody approaches somebody else directly to solve a mutual problem, the problem becomes more critical. Remedy of all problems are patience and efforts. Have patience. Take advice from well-experienced and reliable friends. The problem may be critical, but it will surely be solved today or tomorrow. Many things depend on suitable time and environment. It is of no use to escape from the problem without trying to solve it. Don't escape from the problem but apply the appropriate medicine. Only the fools and the cowards sink down in a problem. Courageous and intelligent people face the problems. Exercise self-confidence and be free from wrong notions. If you can handle properly, no problem is a problem at all. All problems are solved by thinking properly and austerity. Never mind, a problem is how much complicated, but if ways and means there you can solve a problem very easily with firm willpower. Take advice from a wise man before starting a job, but once you start the job, keep on doing it attentively and firm determination without waiting for anything else. You can keep your mentality fresh all the time if you learn how to accept everything easily. Learn how to accept everything easily, otherwise, the world which is full of problems will massacre you. We are responsible for solving all serious problems, so we should not be service-dependent, weak-hearted and foppish. We should be morally strong, have strong determination and have a strong backbone. We should be diligent, determinate, courageous and patient. After all, we should be pure man. Everybody suffers from some common problems. So, we should not worry for that. We could not enjoy the half of delights of our life if we would not face any problem. Our lives have not yet become like that of a prisoner and monotonous as we have troubles, poverty and worries. Head of a family is also to face thousands of problems for all the time like the head of a state. No matter how much a problem is critical, but if we try to solve it and know the ways and means to solve it, we can easily solve the problem. To avoid the problems of life means to refuse the life. As there are stars in the sky, there are possibility in a life. But you are to try and awaken it. Everything becomes charming after solution of a problem. You are to face problems till you are alive. The main reason for problems is that the illiterate people are always assured and the educated people are always confused. Those who are always in problem have lack stability of mind. Problem comes automatically and goes automatically sooner or later. No problem remains forever. You can make your life free from troubles by solving your problems. Take all the incidents of your life easy and take your life also easily. Problems were existing is existing and will be existing. Any problem can be solved if we have strong willpower and sincere initiative. Nothing is permanent and problems as well. Our deeds affect ourselves as well as our associates. Acquire such useful knowledge by which you can mediate or establish peaceful relation among people. Be interested to acquire useful knowledge, this is way to welfare and well-being. Don't ye be delighted without doing a virtuous act or increasing your knowledge. It is a great act to make a compromise through advice between two conflicting persons. We waste our valuable energy by trying to get recognition of others through pleasing them. Not problem but prospects are there where there is a cordial relation between each other. There is no possibility of arising any problem in the interpersonal relations of human beings which can't be solved through a compromise or peacefully if they follow the ideologies of kindness, truth and welfare, and if they implement the ideology for the society. Are you in danger? Discuss with your friends and relatives, a solution will surely come. Solution of a problem becomes easier through discussion about it with others. Many critical problems can be solved and many complicacies can be made to an end through mutual discussions, understanding and compromise. Discussion sharpens a man's wit. Creating complicacy means inefficiency in solving a problem. Arguing is the habit of mean people. A problem should be solved by accepting good advice and taking correct decision. By discussing with others, some way may be found out to solve a problem. No basic problem can be solved by a belief only. But side-by-side subject-wise discussion and analysis of the matter can solve the problem. It is better to lead oneself with the help of his own common sense than to listen to the suggestions of a wicked person. Don't seek and trust on the advice of a person who himself is stricken with enormous problems. A worried person can't give a good advice to somebody else. If you face a problem, discuss about it with others. Somebody's good advice may help you in showing a way to get rid of your problem. Where there is disunity, there should be adjustment. We should adjust with people in different ways according to the difference of their nature. Many men, many minds. Should diagnose, examine and making prescription to evaluate the situational status with the sight of a physician. No ending up of problem, because the problem is not identified. Problem do not solved automatically by ignorance or lightens. Problem do not solved by rules, hate or envy. The guarantee to work speedily need for perform in time, not continue the decisionlessness. To the extent not knowing which is correct and not to do is a concern of experience without commitment. The great ignorance is not to be aware of ignorance. This part of ignorance cannot be pardoned as example of simplicity. Because of this, forgiveness will be the reason for misery and oppression for future generation. Indecision is a kind of nervous disorder, which is like living in hell. Think over up to a definite period, take final decision and start the job. Start your job after decision. Swift decision do not provide several possibilities. A decision of a cool brain is better than 1,000 decisions of excited brains. Taking a decision is not all, but implementation of the decision is important. Firmness of decision saves a man from confusion and repentance. Think well before taking a decision. Reality is the mother of brain, like implementation is the maternity home of decision. A decision without implementation can never be called a decision. Similarity between a decision and action should be there as it should be in case of our words and actions. To reach a decision, deep thought is necessary. We are to control our passions, analyze everything and to act according to the consent of our conscience. Regarding taking a decision, have full confidence on yourself rather than depending on others' theories. Don't take a decision before observing the end of anything. We should not be emotional while taking an important decision. He who takes decision after thinking over once for all instead of thinking repeatedly, can't make a correct decision. The decision which you will take about yourself after thoroughly thinking over, will be a proper decision. You can judge your life more realistically if you take the responsibility of taking decisions about yourself. In this way your capability of taking correct decision will be enriched. Before taking an important decision, stop for a while and think over, although you are too busy. He who does not use his own senses during taking a decision, cannot prosper in life. A decision is evaluated with the scales of utility and reasoning. Intelligence, creativity, tendency for taking risk, sense of prestige, efforts for self-establishment, urge for power, of a decision-maker are reflected in his decisions. Collection of data pinpointing all problems, approval and determination of a substitute taking action and selecting substitute taking up provisionally, application or implementation, evaluation, cancellation and renewal, solving the problem considering deeply, are considered as the factors of taking a decision. Objectives of an organization, standard of its activities, pinpointing the problems, determining several substitutes, decision, sense of values, standard of education, politics, emotion, evaluation, implementation and control, feedback, comparison and rectification, are the model factors of taking a correct decision. A decision should be measured with the measuring sticks of number, effectiveness, justification and stability.